Hello, everyone. I'm Olabisi Ajakaiye, the author of If My Country Had the Jury, and I'll be reading a few excerpts from the book. I think a passage I like. So let's go. This is from page 185. So I start. Alade approached the jury section with a broad smile, and his hands clasped before him. He ensured he was within a few feet away from them before he stopped to curtsy the judge. He looked at all the faces before him, but endeavored to lock his eyes with Miss Aisha before starting his well-rehearsed opening address. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he splayed out his hands as if in supplication. The female gender has always been maligned and subjected to a measure of unwholesomeness, reinforced by tradition and perpetuated by culture. The West has been able to abolish laws, norms, and practices against gender discrimination. But we Africans still struggle with the reality of a man and a woman being labeled as equals. Despite several centuries of civilization and decades of post-colonization, the average African man commoditizes the woman's body. Evidence of this is manifested via traditional marriages, which encourages polygamy and the practice of male infidelity tolerance. Religion has also played its role in perpetuating this crime against the perceived weaker gender. Females have always been judged by their appearance and not the context of their character. The woman's ideas, voices, and aspirations have been relegated to the back room of societal oblivion and buried in the trenches of cultural structures. Now, he was confident and in full control. He continued, "This has laid the foundation of the case before us today. On daily basis, females are being subjugated to harassment and gender-based violence. Statistically, the prevalence and reality of this is that 1 in every 3 women above the age of 20 has suffered one form of gender-based violence at one time or the other. The effects of this is far-reaching than the average male mind can conceive. The victims are often left depressed or abandoned in their mental abyss, beyond absolute redemption. The scar often lasts more than the act." End of quote. He then had the attention of the entire courtroom. Sexual intercourse must always be consensual, and when it is not, the only word that describes the act is rape. No means no. Phrases such as "he encouraged it," "her body language suggested the opposite," "the clothes she wore was provocative," amongst others, are untenable excuses. The case before this court today is a violation of Section 357 of the Criminal Code Act, Section 282 of the Penal Code, and Section 1 of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act 2015 as amended. My client here, he pointed at Ms. Ageba, has been made to suffer one of the most mortifying sexual crimes ever reported, and it was perpetrated by Mr. Femi Okinbaloye. What makes this most horrifying is that she was on her monthly menstrual period when this incident occurred. She was physically assaulted and subdued during the process, left to nurture the wounds inflicted by the assailant. The defense would attempt to prove that there is no evidence of this. But let us be realistic here. Documentation is not the first thing that comes to the victim's mind during this harrowing moment of defilement. Survival often comes first. However, her survival of this ordeal and healing depends on the verdict that will be delivered by this honorable jury. Will the assailant be brought to book to pay for his crime by spending time in our correctional facility, or released to the society at the peril of other younger, innocent, and unassuming potential victims? This decision depends on you all, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Thank you. All I've read is the opening statement of the prosecuting attorney. I hope this is enough to arouse curiosity. Please grab a copy of the book, and I'd love to hear your review. Thank you very much.